Okay, so today this is class 2 on ratio analysis, right? Last class we have discussed different kinds of ratio, but we cannot complete last class. So today we'll go through the remaining ratio analysis. Liquid ratio বলেছিলাম না? দূরে বসো তাহলে না দেখতে সুবিধা হবে। দূরে বসো দেখতে সুবিধা হবে। So today initially we will go through the efficiency ratio. Efficiency ratio. In the case of efficiency ratio, first of all you need to know what we measure through efficiency ratio. নামটা কি? Efficiency. That means here we try to measure the efficiency. What efficiency? Whether the company is efficient in using its asset, whether the company is efficient in collecting the receivable, whether the company is efficient in providing or making the early payment and taking the discount from the supplier, and whether the company is efficient in turnover maintaining period, or whether the company or business organization is efficient to reduce the total working capital cycle. এই ওয়ার্ডগুলো আমরা ডিসকাশন করব ইন্ডিভিজুয়ালি। That means as a whole we try to find out the efficiency of company. That company is efficient in maintaining several kinds of things or several kinds of stages. বোঝা গেছে? সো এখানে আমরা কোন কোন রেশিও দেখব দেখো। নাম্বার 1 asset turnover ratio দেখব আমরা। Then number 2 receivable collection. It may be say receivable collection period. Collection period আমি কিন্তু সংক্ষেপে লিখি না যেহেতু এগুলো রেই থাকে। Receivable collection period or it may be the average receivable period, right? Then we will discuss inventory or stock holding period. Then we will discuss inventory turnover. Then we will discuss then we will discuss payable payment period.
Sir, asset turnover ratio পরে কি ছিল? Collection
receivable collection period. এগুলো মনে করার দরকার নাই, এগুলো নোটসে পেয়ে যাবা। Receivable collection period, then আমরা যেগুলো বললাম যে payable payment period, and last of all at the end we will discuss the working capital cycle. Working capital cycle we will discuss. Now আমরা একটা যাই। First of all we will discuss the asset turnover ratio. Asset turnover ratio. What do you mean by this? Equal to sales divided by total asset into 100. Suppose as for example this is 10%, right? So what we mean by asset turnover ratio? Sales divided by total asset into 100. That means by investing asset, in the case of asset you have to invest either you think about non-current asset or current asset. In every cases you have to make investment, right? So here you are investing, and by investment in total asset your company is generating sales income, right? So we need to know by per $100 of asset investment what amount of sales is generated, what amount of extra sales or sales is generated. That is asset turnover ratio. So being a business people, we need to make ourselves efficient. How I can make myself efficient? I can make myself efficient when I am efficient in using my asset. And this efficiency actually comes forward when by investing $100 I can generate more than $100, right? Right? So if the asset turnover ratio is just like that, is I'm generating more sale in compared to another company, then I'm more efficient. Boja gেছে? Okay. Now the thing is, this asset turnover ratio may be subdivided into current asset turnover ratio, non-current asset turnover ratio. If you know the concept, core concept means that is whether you are efficient in using or maintaining your asset to generate sale. Then it doesn't mean to remind this. You can just go through. So current asset and non-current asset, you know very well that is in this case current asset, sales divided by current asset into 100, and here it will be sales divided by non-current asset into 100, right? Right? This is. Then আসো তাহলে এটার efficiency বোঝা গেছে? হ্যাঁ? বোঝা যাচ্ছে কেন এটার নাম efficiency ratios? This is. Now number 2 আসো inventory turnover. Inventory turnover, আমরা এটাকে PA বলি, per annum, right? Inventory turnover or number of inventory turnover means or represents within a PA means per annum, that means within an accounting period how many times you processed your inventory, এটা খেয়াল করো, এটা আমরা বের করব, this is cost of sale divided by inventory or stock, even it may be average stock. It will not be multiplied by 100. একটু খেয়াল করে দেখো আমরা কি লিখছি, inventory or stock or কিন্তু ভাগ না, or average inventory. In exam hall you guys may be provided the closing inventory, closing stock. In that case the inventory turnover will be cost of sale divided by inventory. If you guys are provided opening a stock as well as closing a stock of a specific time period, in that case it should be average stock. Average means opening plus closing divided by 2. So you have to go through just like this way, right? Now the thing is, here we do not multiply this total ratio by 100, see? So it will not provide me the percentage, rather it will provide me, as for example, suppose 4, cost of sale divided by average inventory, suppose the result is 4. What does it mean? It means that within the accounting period, that means 12 months, you processed inventory and make finished goods 4 times in a year, right? So if you are a business people, if you are doing some business, in that case what will be your requirement? Your requirement is to increase this number of processing. That is, if you increase the number of processing in a year, suppose if you can maintain or manage yourself to process 4 times, this 4 times into 6 times, that means rather 4 times you are processing your total inventory and make it finished goods in 6 times in a year. That means there are more finished goods and which you can deal or which you can sell to the customer, that means more earning is also there. So being a business people, this PA number, it's a number, right? It's a number, conversion number. How many times you are converting your raw material into finished goods. Business people হিসেবে এটা রিকোয়ারমেন্ট কি থাকবে? বেশি থাকবে না? বোঝা গেল? এখন এইটার সাথে জড়িত কোনটা? আমি কোনটা মুছে ফেললাম, হ্যাঁ? উপরে থেকে মুছে ফেললাম। এর সাথে রিলেটেড হচ্ছে আরেকটা রেশিও। সেটা কি রেশিও? দ্যাট ইজ ইনভেন্টরি turnover period. Inventory turnover period. খেয়াল করো, inventory or average inventory divided by cost of, আগেরটাকে উল্টা করে দিলাম কেন? Cost of sale. Cost of sale into, it will be multiplied by 365. Suppose the thing is, it is 60 days. As you are multiplying this proportion by 365, it will provide you a number of days. What is the name of the ratio? Inventory turnover period. Inventory turnover period means average number of days required by the business organization to process the raw material and convert into finished goods. That means how many days on average you are requiring to process your raw material into finished goods. So 60 days means on an average to process the raw material to convert it into finished goods, your company is requiring 60 days. Right? So এখন খেয়াল করো, if you are a business people and if you want to make yourself efficient, in that case these 60 days should be lower. খেয়াল করো, if your average requirement of converting is 60 days, বছরে কয় দিন? 365 দিন। 365 কে 60 দিয়ে ভাগ করলে যে নাম্বার আসবে, হ্যাঁ, 2 মাস করে না, 2 মাস করে, তাহলে 6 বার ইউ ক্যান 6 আসবে। এইটার সাথে এর রিলেশনটা কোথায় খেয়াল করো? If you can manage yourself to increase the number of conversion, each and every conversion require lesser day in a year, right? If this conversion number in the year decreases, কমে যায়, in that case your required turnover period is much more than the previous. So this is the relationship. Being a business people, if you want to make yourself efficient, in that case these 60 days to be reduced and this turnover amount should be increased. If you can increase it, it will reduce. If you can reduce it, this is reduced, then your this number of days will be increases. বোঝা গেছে? This is inventory related turnover period. There are show. Now the thing is, we'll discuss এটাকে রিসিভেবল কালেকশন পিরিয়ড বা এভারেজ রিসিভেবল কালেকশন পিরিয়ডও বলে। কালেকশন পিরিয়ড, রিসিভেবল অর এভারেজ রিসিভেবল, আমি কিন্তু বানানের দিকে খেয়াল করতেছি না, আমার বানানোর দরকার নেই, আমি সংক্ষেপে লিখতেছি। রিসিভেবল কালেকশন পিরিয়ড, you will calculate this by receivable or average receivable. That means if you are provided only a financial statement with the closing stock or closing receivable or end part of the receivable, then it should be simple receivable. But if there is opening receivable as well as closing receivable, opening receivable and closing receivable, in that case you have to use average receivable. To credit sale into 365, it will also provide you the days. Suppose as for example 60 days. What does it mean? It means that 60 days, 60 days. What does it mean? That means the name of the ratio is receivable collection period. It means that Initially you are sell on credit. That means you are providing some time period to your customer to make the payment, right? On an average, to collect each and every receivable, your company requires 60 days. This is the average collection period to collect the receivable from the credit customer, right? So if you want to make yourself efficient, efficiency means you have to make yourself efficient by reducing this collection period, because money in hand is much more worthwhile than money in other hand, right? Because only if you can reduce this average collection period, it will help you to generate the cash flows, right? তাহলে এখানে আমরা কি চাবো, 60 days চাবো নাকি 60 days এর কম চাবো? Efficiency means reducing the average collection period from the credit customer. Okay. Then আসো payable payment period. Payment period. What does it mean? The rules will be payable, and this is trade payable, not other kinds of payable. This will always trade payable. Trade payable means, suppose bank loan payable and trade payable. What's the difference between this? Bank loan payable, it's a kind of non-current obligation that you can settle down this obligation by more than one accounting period. But in the case of trade payable means that is, you are purchasing on credit from your supplier, and your credit supplier will provide you 1 month, 2 months, not more than 3 months to make the repayment. Even there may be discount option to make early payment, right? Cash discount we have already go through. Okay. So payable payment period means either that will be trade payable or average trade payable, right? Trade payable or average trade payable. If you are provided trade payable only, then use trade payable. Or in the case of average trade payable, that means if you are provided opening and closing payable, then you have to find out average trade payable. And how you can calculate that? Opening plus closing payable divided by 2 into credit purchase. Credit purchase by into 365. Suppose the thing is 30 days. What does it mean? On an average, in a year, to make the payment or to repayment to the credit customer, your company is taking 30 days on average, right? Now the thing is, initially, if you are very much, what can I say? If you are very much clever or Bangladeshi, being a Bangladeshi, we always try to make other people defaulter. We always try to make other people dumb. 30 days, I take the credit, then I will remain myself. I will stay calm. Right? আমাকে যখন ফোন করবে, আমি এখন সিঙ্গাপুরে। আবার যখন ফোন করবে, আমি এখন ইউএসএ থেকে সিঙ্গাপুরে যাচ্ছি। আমি এটা করে কি করতে পারি? I can increase my payable payment period, right? But in business, if you want to make yourself worthwhile to your supplier, if you want to maintain good, what can I say? কি বলা জানো? ভুলে গেছি। Goodwill. If you want to maintain goodwill, in that case, you have to make yourself efficient in dealing with the supplier. And how you can be efficient in dealing with the supplier? Only if you can make your payment within the credit period, right? Even there may be provision of cash discount option. As for example, suppose 210 net 30. It has the meaning we have discussed. That is, the supplier is providing you 30 days to make up the credit period, credit payment. But if you can manage yourself to make the payment within 10 days, in that case you will be provided 2% cash discount on the total payment, right? So when you are not providing this payment, or when you are not providing your payment within 10 days, because there is an option 30 days. But when you are leaving this, it is a kind of cost for you. Because if you can manage to make the payment within 10 days, then you have an option of 2% discount. Now you are sacrificing this. And sacrificing means it's a kind of opportunity cost. This is called opportunity cost. I have this kinds of opportunity, but I leave that. So if you increase the payable payment period, and then payable payment period here is 30 days. So if your payable payment period is 60 days, average payable payment period, that means your goodwill is reducing. Next time, that means এখানে কি হচ্ছে? Your supplier is providing 30 days to make up the payment, but you are taking on an average 60 days to make each and every payment within the year, right? It will lose your creditworthiness, it will lose your goodwill in the market. Even next time, you cannot search any kinds of credit supplier. All the supplier will ask for immediate payment, and it will very much disadvantageous or effective, or it will highly affect your business. বোঝা গেছে? So আমি মনে করলাম যে payable payment period বাড়াবো ভালো, not that. If you want to be yourself efficient, you need to reduce this payable payment period. বোঝা গেল? Now the last is working capital cycle. Working capital cycle or working capital time বলে। খেয়াল করে দেখো, receivable collection period plus inventory turnover period minus payable payment period. Working capital cycle means the distance is the distance. What distance? It's a cycle. Initially, you are purchasing raw material from the supplier, right? Then you are processing that, then you are selling to customer on credit, and then collect the amount and meet up the payment to the supplier, right? So receivable collection period plus stock or inventory turnover period minus payable payment period. It will provide you the working capital cycle or working capital days. So খেয়াল করে দেখো, in every ratio calculating under the efficiency measurement, we try to measure whether I'm efficient in using my asset to generate the sales, asset turnover ratio, in whether I'm efficient to collect my receivable, whether I'm efficient to maintain the average inventory holding period, that means reducing the holding period, right? And increasing the amount of turnover, inventory turnover, right? Turnover and efficient in meet up the payment to the credit supplier. And end of the day, whether I'm efficient to lower this total working capital cycle or working capital collection days. This is all about efficiency ratios. Now, we will discuss the last segment of ratio analysis, that is financial position. ফিনান্সিয়াল পজিশন, এই যে এই রেশিও থেকে যা বলতেছি, তোমরা বইতে কি দেখবা? বইতে সূত্রগুলো লেখা আছে, রাইট? তুমি সূত্রগুলা, আমার ডিসকাশন শুনলে তোমার বই পড়তে হচ্ছে না। তুমি ডিসকাশন শুনলা, সূত্রগুলো একটু প্র্যাকটিস করলা, কনসেপ্ট ক্লিয়ার থাকলে সূত্রগুলো মুখস্থ করতে হবে না। তোমার এখান থেকে 10 মার্কের কোশ্চেন আসবে। কোনো একটা ফিনান্সিয়াল স্টেটমেন্ট নিশ্চয়ই বুঝতেছো, ইনকাম স্টেটমেন্ট আর হচ্ছে এসওএফপি দিয়ে দিবে, ফ্রম দ্যাট ইউ হ্যাভ টু ফাইন্ড আউট সেভারাল কাইন্ডস অফ রেশিও, 10 মার্কস। আর হয়তো কোনো একটা রেশিওর যেগুলো আলোচনা করলাম এই ডিসকাশনগুলো বইতে নাই, এত ইলাবোরেটলি বইতে নাই। সো তুমি এই ডিসকাশনগুলো এখান থেকে শুনলে ওখান থেকে যদি কনসেপচুয়াল কোশ্চেন আসে, you can go through that. And this is 10 marks in the MTQ segment of your F3 or FFA. Then last one is financial position ratio. Financial position ratio means through these kinds of ratio, financial position, whether I am financially strong or whether I am financially able to carry on my business. Financial position means here we actually look forward about my liability condition, about my asset condition, position so about my liability state, about my asset. That means here I'm trying to find out my state, my financial state, my financial position, my financial situation in exchange or in relation to the liability that I have. আমার যে liability আছে তার পার্সপেক্টিভে আমি কতটুকু স্ট্রং সেটা আমি এখানে মেজার করি। That's why the name is financial position. Now the thing is, here we will discuss এটার অনেকগুলা নাম আছে, ক্যাপিটাল গিয়ারিং, এটাকে বলে ক্যাপিটাল গিয়ারিং রেশিও। দেন এটার নাম আবার আছে ফিনান্সিয়াল লিভারেজ, ফিনান্সিয়াল লিভারেজ, শুধু গিয়ারিং রেশিও, অনেকগুলো নাম আছে। এটা আমরা দেখবো, আমরা আলোচনা করব। তারপরে আমরা দেখব ডিবিটি, ডেট রেশিও। দেন আমরা দেখব ইন্টারেস্ট এক্সপেন্স রেশিও, ইন্টারেস্ট এক্সপেন্স রেশিও। আমরা তোমাদের সিলেবাসে এইটুকুই আছে, আরো রেশিও আছে কিন্তু তোমাদের সিলেবাসের বাইরে, আমরা একটা একটা লিখি। নাম্বার 1 আসো, এইটাকে ডিবিটি, ডেট ক্যাপিটাল or debt equity ratio or gearing ratio বলে, ইভেন বলে ফিনান্সিয়াল গিয়ারিং, ইভেন বলে ফিনান্সিয়াল লিভারেজ, অনেক কিছু বলে। খুব ইম্পর্টেন্ট ব্যবসার জন্য এই রেশিওটা। এই রেশিওটা আমরা কিভাবে মেজার করব? এই রেশিওটা আমরা মেজার করব দুই ভাবে। একটা হচ্ছে, আমি এটা মুছে ফেলি, আমি শুধু একটা লিখে রাখি, ডেট ক্যাপিটাল রেশিও। এটা আমরা কিভাবে মেজার করব? এটা আমরা মেজার করব আগে বলি, তারপরে কনসেপচুয়াল আলোচনা। এক হচ্ছে লং টার্ম ডিবিটি ডিভাইড বাই shareholders fund, এটা হয় into 100 or এটাও হয় long term debt divided by shareholders fund plus long term debt into 100. Suppose percentage আসলো 30%. It has a meaning and you need to know that. Suppose you are a owner of a limited liability company. Limited liability company and which is also enlisted in the stock exchange. That means to build up the capital structure, you will highly depend upon issuing different kinds of shares as well as borrowing from somewhere else, right? Capital কিভাবে আমরা স্ট্রাক্ট করব, কনস্ট্রাক্ট করব? ক্যাপিটাল জেনারেট করতে পারি থ্রু মাই ওন ইনভেস্টমেন্ট, কিন্তু বড় বড় কোম্পানি নিজেদের ইনভেস্টমেন্ট করে না, কোথায় করে? শেয়ার ইস্যু করে। সো শেয়ার হোল্ডার্স ফান্ড ইজ এ পার্ট অফ ক্যাপিটাল, রাইট? লং টার্ম বরোয়িংস, লং টার্ম বরোইংস প্রেফার্ড শেয়ারের কথা বলছি না আমরা, প্রেফার্ড শেয়ার, দিজ আর আমরা বলে আসছি দিজ আর নট দ্য আলটিমেট